I took a new ecom brand from zero to a $17 million a year run rate in the last 18 months with raising no outside capital. We sell here on Shopify, Amazon, as well as TikTok. And today I'm going to share 3 things with you that I get asked a lot, so it'll help you if you're trying to build a CPG brand or really anything in the e-commerce space where you're doing something online for your marketing. Number 1, product market fit. Specifically, how do we find a unicorn product? I'm just going to show you my notes instead of talking over it. This is a universal truth that any experienced operator in this space will tell you. Ads are getting more expensive, and it is more difficult to find a winner that will be break even or profitable with cold traffic, just straight up running ads. This is the truth. This is why I stopped dropshipping. It's not because I couldn't find little ways to squeeze and make money. It's because I was constantly starting over and it was becoming harder and harder. It's more difficult now to sell cheap products. So the reason I mention this is because it's kind of like catching lightning in a bottle, at least a little bit, when it comes to, hey, can I just run Facebook ads and make something profitable? Do you realize how crazy that is? Like, there are Fortune 500 companies that can't do that. This is facts. So because of this, you need to pick carefully on your first product. And here's just how I go about it. I have a couple of brands that I'm a part of, some that I own 100%, some that I own 50%. However, every single time I'm launching something new, I am way more careful than most people when it comes to launching, first of all, the whole idea, but the first product especially. If you are entering an industry, let's just use supplements. I'm involved in that space pretty heavily. If I was coming out with a brand, okay, especially if I'm new, I don't have a ton of experience, I don't have a bunch of influencers that I can spend a crap load of money on, I don't want to roll out a legacy product. That's your pre-workouts, your protein powders, your creatine, your, energy stuff, like the more basic stuff that you can walk into any Walmart, any CVS, and it's on the store that every other brand has. Because how are you different? Your flavors probably aren't different. Your price probably is not beating the lowest price in the market, and nobody likes, knows, or trusts you yet. You need to find hero products. This is where you get a little more creative. You actually niche down. I'll give you a clear example. Creatine is blowing up right now. It's continuing to get larger. And I'm not saying you should enter that space. It's pretty muddy waters. However, there's a lot of benefits to literally every type of supplement, as well as pretty much every beauty product. So instead of saying, hey, creatine is meant for men getting big, which has typically been the typical marketing angle, what about calling it, a midday recovery drink for women 40 and over? By the way, it has benefits that will support that. So now you have niched down a segment and you can probably get some traction, right? And you brand it towards that. Now, number 2 is proof of concept. This is super important. This is like, you have to do this. There's no skipping it. And this is where most people go to die. This is where 95% fail. There's a couple of reasons for it. Doesn't always mean that the person was doing something incorrect, but usually it does. Number 1, bad product, okay? They could have been doing all the right things. All their marketing was right. Their collabs were right. The stuff they were doing every day was correct. But at the end of the day, they were swimming an uphill battle because they're trying to sell beef tallow and that market just got flooded. Or you're trying to sell fidget spinners and maybe your product is just not correct. It's not positioned correctly, priced correctly, or maybe the product itself is just terrible. Number 2, could be bad marketing. I've seen people with really good products that I think would kill it and they give up because they don't know what the hell they're doing with marketing. This is typically why people have paid me a lot of money, is because I'm really good at this piece. And yeah, you can kind of force stuff to work with really good creative marketing, even if the product is kind of eh. So you kind of have 2 things underneath here. You have good marketing with a lack of understanding and bad marketing with a lack of understanding, okay? Some people don't really know what they're doing, but they actually do good marketing, but maybe the product is still crap, so the formula doesn't work. And you kind of have all these different variations of this, and so it kind of has to all come together correctly. And then again, it's still like catching lightning in a bottle to just go cold run Facebook ads and make it profitable. So what do we do in the proof of concept stage? Let me give you some practical salt of the earth type of advice, because I'm in the middle of launching a new brand right now. It's just a little side project, got some team helping me with it. But what am I doing? This is called the shotgun approach. I've got a big, beautiful 12 gauge, and I'll go and blast it out. TikTok Shop, Shopify, and Amazon, okay? Now, 2 of those are sales channels. 1 of those is just a hosting platform. Shopify ain't getting you no sales, okay? 3 buckets, but there's actually 9, very simple, there are more, but there's 9 overlapping strategies that you can implement that I want to share with you today. And this is where I'll just give you the list. Let me read it off my notes here. TikTok Shop organic, posting your own content. I've been doing well in business, had money, and I'm over here slinging crappy little videos a couple times a day because it takes 2 minutes. Just try it. You have TikTok Shop affiliates, where you send out free samples and they will make content in exchange for commission. Then you have TikTok ads, okay? Then you have Facebook ads to Shopify. You have influencers to Shopify. Influencers on any platform pointing back to your website. You have Google ads to Shopify. I don't typically start there, but you could, some people do. You have Amazon organic as well as Amazon ads. That is 9, technically 10 if you're factoring a marketplace. There you go. Like, There's a lot of different things. Now, you don't have to go do all those, but I would recommend you get on all 3 platforms. Now, number 3 is where things get really fun. Stick with me here because I'm going to give you some insight into my business. This is where you pull the lever. Now, my opinion on this, this is what I've done for a long time, the biggest single lever you can pull to get sales in your e-commerce business is running meta ads. It's Facebook and Instagram. Yes, it's not the most efficient, highest ROAS platform. We get way better results from influencers, from organic, from TikTok Shop affiliates, from Google Ads, from literally everywhere else. But if you look at any e-commerce business that's spending or that's making under like $5 million a month, so huge, Meta is almost always, every single time I've seen it, it's their #1 spending platform by far. And that's because it's a consistently scalable platform. And that's literally how I took one supplement brand from doing $60,000 in a month to going to 1.4 million in a couple of months. A lot of people try to focus on running 6 different platforms. You need one. You can scale really aggressively with one platform. And the cool thing is when you pull on this really hard, which is what I like to do, you're gonna break a lot of shit. You are going to break stuff in the business. I told my manufacturer, I said, I'm gonna break your business. And they were kind of like half joking, and I completely wrecked their business. We got behind, it screwed us a little bit, and that was good because it forced us to fix things, and now we're in a place where we can produce so much more. When you scale aggressively, things will break, and then that is where you build the business. This is just how I've done it. Yeah, making sure I got all my notes hit for you. I did have a couple bonus points I wanted to mention for you. If you're in a consumable, I don't care what the product is, it could be bread, drinks, supplements, anything you taste. The most important detail is flavor. This actually surprised me. We polled all of our customers. I got 8,700 responses for you. And 73% of people, I'm looking at the data here, 73% said that taste mattered more than the product being effective and doing what it's advertised. And another bonus, with stuff like this, supplements, beauty products, and most CPG things, again, like I said earlier, you only need one product to front run everything. If you can get one winner, one thing, it builds the entire product line, it builds the entire brand, everything else. Yeah, I think that is the formula for success. I hit on all my notes. I hope you got value from this. My content's going to be changing up. I know I'm not really posting many videos. I've just been busy as hell, and I don't want to say forgive me because it's just I do this for fun, but we're still assisting people. If you want help from our consulting company, we're really good at what we do. We're very narrow on our focus. We are shooting you with a Creedmoor on that one, straight down the middle on one specific section. So we reject pretty much everybody who applies, but if you're building a very specific long-term brand, beauty products, supplements, anything in the CPG space, long-term looking to go to Amazon, TikTok Shop, Facebook ads, that's our jam. So you can book a free call down below. We'll see if we can help you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.